Have you heard of someone say that the market is crashing while someone else is saying the homes are selling in a weekend? Well, they both can be right. So instead of listening to your neighbor, your cousin's friend who bought a house 3 counties away, or that headline designed to scare everyone, let's look at what's actually happening right here in Cerritos. Today, I'm sharing the 2026 mid-year Cerritos real estate market update for single-family homes. We'll cover inventory, buyer demand, home prices, how quickly the homes are selling, and what all that means if you're thinking about buying or selling a home. And stick around until the end because I'll explain why your neighbor's home selling for a certain price doesn't necessarily mean your home is worth the same. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the inventory because inventory drives almost everything in real estate. During the first 6 months of 2026, 137 single-family homes came to market in Cerritos. Here's how that broke down. January, 20 new listings. February had 19. March had 21. April had 23. May jumped up to 36 homes, then June settled back down to 18 homes. So what does this tell us? Even though May gave buyers a few more choices, inventory has remained fairly limited overall. That's one of the biggest reasons why home prices have continued to stay strong in Cerritos. Now let's see if buyers are still shopping. One of my favorite statistics is pending sales because these are homes that have accepted offers but haven't officially closed yet. It's one of the best ways to measure current buyer demand. During the first half of the year, there were 102 pending sales. Here's the monthly breakdown of that. 18 in January, 15 in February, 16 in March, 22 in April, 12 in May, and 19 in June. You can clearly see buyer activity slow during May, but it came right back in June. That tells me buyers haven't disappeared. They're still out there, they're simply being selective and moving quickly when the right home becomes available. Now let's look at the completed sales. At least 95 single-family homes closed escrow during the first half of 2026. January had 10, February and March each had 15, and April led the year with 22 closed sales. May finished at 15 and June closed at 18. Overall, that's a healthy and consistent pace for our local market. Here's one statistic that really caught my attention. Back in January, homes averaged 43 days on market. February dropped to 25 days. March fell to only 16 days. April averaged at 22 days, and May came in at 26. And drum roll please, and June came in at just 13 days. Think about that. The average home in Cerritos was selling less than 2 weeks by the end of June. That's not a market where buyers are sitting around waiting for price reductions. It's a market where buyers are prepared and ready when a great home becomes available. Now here's another number that tells an interesting story. How much buyers are actually paying compared to the original asking price? In January, sellers averaged 96.6 of their asking price. Beginning February, something shifted. February averaged at 101.8%. March climbed all the way to 104.9%. April averaged at 100.4%. May finished at 102.8%. June averaged 102.6%. That means for 5 straight months, the average seller received their asking price or more. Translation, well-priced homes are still creating competition. And yes, buyers are still writing strong offers. Now, let's answer the question everyone is asking. What are home prices doing? Here's what we saw. January averaged 1.127 million. February increased to over 1.273 million. March climbed to over 1.308 million. April reached the highest average sales price of the year at 1.329-ish. May averaged 1.224, and June finished strong at almost 1.3 million. One thing I always remind people is this: average sales prices move around every month because every month has different mixes of homes selling. One month might include several remodeled homes with large lots. Another month could have more original condition homes that need work. That's why it's dangerous to compare your home to average monthly prices. The overall trend tells the bigger story. And that story says Cerritos home values have remained strong through the first half of 2026. So, what's my takeaway in all of this? Inventory is still relatively low. Homes are selling faster today than they were at the beginning of the year. Most sellers are receiving their asking price and many are receiving more. Buyer demand is still healthy. If these trends continue, expect the Cerritos single family home market to remain competitive during the second half of 2026. Of course, we'll continue watching mortgage interest rates and inventory because those have the biggest influence on where the market goes from here. One quick reminder before we wrap up. This report covers single family homes only. Condominiums and townhomes are not included because they often behave differently and have their own market trends. Also, remember that these are market averages. Your home's value depend on much more than the neighborhood average. Things like condition of your home, remodeling, lot size, floor plan, location within Cerritos, and even which side of the street you're on can all affect your value. So if you're wondering what your home is worth today, don't rely on an online estimate. I'd be happy to prepare a complimentary personalized home value report that's based on your specific property and the most recent comparable sales. If you found this market update helpful, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for future Cerritos real estate market updates, local housing tips, and everything you need to know about buying, selling, and investing in Cerritos. If you have questions about today's report, leave them in the comments below or reach out to me directly. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.